Are you aware that a great deal of your back pain might actually be coming from the front? In this video, we're going to talk about how to release your rectus abdominis and your psoas using a 4-inch foam roller and a weight. In this case, I've chosen a kettlebell. They're my favorite tool of choice. They're a little bit more round. You want to go with something that's about 10 to 15 pounds, no heavier. And if you need more pressure, you can add that with your own body. So let's start with the rectus abdominis. What is it? Well, it's that beautiful six-pack muscle that so many people do crunches to try to get, and oftentimes it's very tight and it's shortened because most of us sitting at a desk all day have that hunched over position. And while it's sitting in that shortened position, it locks into it. So there's oftentimes a lot of tension through here. Really beneficial to let go of, and really important that you know how to do it properly. Because not only do you have your rectus abdominis, this nice case of a muscle, but you have all of your organs in here. And the one I'm going to speak about before you foam roll is your colon. Your colon has an ascending, a transverse, and a descending part. In other words, we're one of the only mammals or animals on this earth that move poop upward. So if I teach you to foam roll and you go the wrong direction, you might be squeezing poop the wrong direction, like squeezing toothpaste out of a toothpaste tube, and we don't want that. So on your right is the ascending, and it goes up. So we want to start with the direction that we want it to move. You also want to think about the angle of your rib cage. So it's not straight across right here. If you just take your fingers and feel along, your rib cage is at about a 45-degree angle, and that is the angle that you're going to want to place the foam roller. We're going to start on the right side, which means the edge of the foam roller should not cross the midline of my stomach. And I'm actually going to keep this at a 45-degree angle, but I'm going to start down here by my hip bone, okay? 45-degree angle, and it's on the edge of my belly button, not too far. And relaxing onto that and taking a few breaths. It takes a minute to actually relax all those stomach muscles and kind of let the foam roller soften into your body. Once you do, and it feels like you may have gotten a release or you're not feeling any tightness, you just begin to scooch so slow. Whew. I'm doing a foam rolling session after this. And finding those tight spots, you just want to breathe and see if you can get them to release. Now there's a rule of thumb that you don't want to go harder than the pressure of a level 2. So what is a level 2? Well, if you haven't already, please watch my How to Foam Roll video at the top of this series. It's going to give you tips and tricks to understand how to not hurt yourself and how to get the most out of your foam rolling practice. But in this case, a level 2 is it hurts so good. If you push harder than that, you go to a level 3 and your face is cringing, your body is not going to let go. And it's really, really important in this area where you have all these very important little organs that do so much good for your body that you don't push it harder than you can handle. Once you've gotten to the top of that rib cage and you feel like there's been some release, you can then go to the left side of your body. Knowing that this is descending, we're going to go the opposite way, and we're going to stop at the top, start at the top, and roll our way down to the hip. Again, that same angle as your rib cage. It'd be a little tender letting it in there at first. Whew. And finding a place of relaxation can be really beneficial. It sends a message to the rest of your body that it's safe to let go. And just like the other side, you're just gonna breathe and wait for the release. And then roll down, find the next tight spot. The next muscle in this torso area that is oftentimes chronically tight, in fact, it's been labeled the fear muscle, is the psoas. And the psoas attaches to the lumbar vertebrae. So even though I'm pointing here in your stomach, it attaches to your spine. And then it runs through your pelvis and attaches to your femur, your leg bone. And when it's short, it's a hip flexor. So most people have a shortened psoas because what are we in nowadays? The sitting position. So when we go to stand, it lengthens, and some of us don't really have the length that it needs, and so we will end up in our standing positions making our posture skewed because we don't have the length we need. The psoas can also become tightened from fear. Too much running around, too much caffeine, too much sugar, all of these things equate into your body, the sympathetic nervous system that you're running for your life. And the more we do it, the tighter the psoas tends to become. And I use a little bit of a weight to release mine. I've seen a lot of people lay on balls to release the psoas, and in my personal experience, it's hard for me to release my stomach muscles to really let that ball in as deep as I need to go. So, when you do this, it's important to know who this is good for and who this isn't. You want to be healthy and not pregnant. And if you have had issues with any organs in the past, you want to get clearance from your doctor or your healthcare provider that this is the right movement for yourself. Once you know that you're safe to go, taking the kettlebell and placing it kind of to the outside of your stomach. You're not on your hip bone and you're not on your ribs, so there's only so much room in there for you to go. From there, I press in towards my spine and then I roll up. If you don't feel anything, you might have to scooch it just a little bit towards the belly button and in and up. This one is harder to find for some people. Once you're going in towards the belly button, you can roll down towards the pubic bone, and you can also roll up towards your ribs. And you notice that I keep lifting and placing. Don't hesitate to explore. When you massage your internal organs and you use your hands, it should feel like a bowl of jelly. If you find tightness or marbles inside that bowl, that's a sign that you've got some organs that might be tight, need some releasing. And so you may find that as well as psoas tightness. The psoas is pretty deep, and if you find pain, it's really important to listen to it. Now, I don't want to say completely not to engage with it, because sometimes walking that edge of pain is a really, really good thing. If you can simply work towards it, but not to the point where you cringe or your face contorts, but you work at that level 2 where it kind of hurts so good, and you're making sure to stop at that place and breathe, you may find that you release more than just your psoas, but many internal organs as well. If you don't find it, that's okay. You can try the other side. Not everyone's psoas is tight. Some people will never find this because it's not, and it doesn't have tight spots. But if you do, I highly recommend working this muscle for a few weeks in a row. Really, really giving it the chance to unwind just a few minutes a day. I remember the first time I had my psoas massaged. It was on fire. I said to my therapist, "What is that?" And he said, "It's your psoas." And I'm like, that is one psoas muscle. But it was also the major player in my chronic back pain, and ultimately where I broke my spine. And by releasing my psoas, I also was able to completely release my low back pain. Now, that's not the case for everyone's low back. There's different reasons why backs hurt, but if it is for yours and you find relief, I'd love to know. Leave me a comment below and subscribe. Cheers.